Hello guys, and welcome to another video of English No Big Deal. My name is Maddie, and today I'm going to be asking you 15 questions for Conversation 15. And as in the previous video, I'm going to be saying each question twice, once at my normal speed and once at a much slower speed. And you'll only have 5 seconds to answer each question. Now, let's go right into question number 1. Question 1. Why is David better adapted to the temperatures than Maddie? Why is David better adapted to the temperatures than Maddie? The answer? Because he grew up in a tropical country.
My God, this heat is unbearable.
I don't think it's all that bad. But then again, I come from a tropical country, so I suppose my opinion won't do it justice. Because I'm better adapted to it than you.
Question 2. What was the highest temperature Maddie said she could bear? What was the highest temperature Maddie said she could bear? The answer? The highest temperature she could handle was 37 degrees Celsius.
I can't stand it when the temperature gets above 37 degrees Celsius. It's just too hot for me.
Question 3. What was the maximum temperature this heat wave in the city predicted to reach? What was the maximum temperature this heat wave in the city predicted to reach? The answer? This heat wave was predicted to get up to 42 degrees Celsius.
And with this heat wave, it's supposed to get up to 42.
Question 4. How does Maddie get to work? How does Maddie get to work? The answer? Maddie takes the train to get to work.
That's partially true, but I use the train to get to work.
Question 5. What metaphor did Maddie use to describe how packed the train ride was? What metaphor did Maddie use to describe how packed the train ride was? The answer? Maddie said people packed onto the train cars like sardines.
Not to mention how packed the train is going to be on the way home during rush hour. People pack onto the train cars like sardines.
Question 6. Why was Maddie complaining about the train ride home? Why was Maddie complaining about the train ride home? The answer? Because the train would be so packed, hot, and stuffy. Also, the cool air wouldn't have a chance to reach her.
So the AC won't have a chance to reach me. It's going to be too hot and stuffy.
Question 7. Why did David suggest that Maddie should take the heat wave as an opportunity for training? Why did David suggest that Maddie should take the heat wave as an opportunity for training? The answer? He suggested that because he believed Maddie needed to train herself with the heat wave since she wanted to travel to places in Asia and Africa.
But didn't you say that you would like to travel to some countries in Asia and Africa?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with this heat wave?
Take this as an opportunity for some training and getting used to the blistering heat.
Question 8. What factor made the high temperature situation worse in some Asian countries? What factor made the high temperature situation worse in some Asian countries? The answer? The factor was humidity.
If you travel around and go to some tropical countries, it'll be regularly 40 degrees Celsius in summer. And in many places you mentioned you would like to go in Asia, they'll also be humid, and this factor makes this whole thing even worse.
Question 9. How many people had an accident due to this heat wave? How many people had an accident due to this heat wave? The answer? There were 5 people. 3 of them passed out and the other 2 suffered a heat stroke.
I saw on the news there are 3 people who passed out and another 2 suffered from a heat stroke in the city.
Question 10. What was the gag gift Maddie received from her mother? What was the gag gift Maddie received from her mother? The answer? Her gag gift from her mom was a personal fan.
Oh, and I almost forgot. My mom sent me a gag gift. It's a personal fan. I never thought it would come in handy.
Question 11. What is the first thing you should do when you see a kid or a pet locked in a hot car? What is the first thing you should do when you see a kid or a pet locked in a hot car? The answer? The first thing you should do is call the emergency services line to dispatch a police officer to help with the situation.
Due to this heat wave, people are saying that if you see a kid or a pet locked in a hot car, to 1, call the emergency services line so that they can dispatch a police officer.
Question 12. What is the second thing you should do when you see a kid or a pet locked in a hot car? What is the second thing you should do when you see a kid or a pet locked in a hot car? The answer? The second thing you should do is stay next to the vehicle to open it when needed.
And 2, to stay near the vehicle just in case of an emergency so you can open it.
Question 13. What is the maximum amount an offender can be fined? What is the maximum amount an offender can be fined? The answer? They can be fined up to $25,000.
They're also planning on increasing the fine for any offenders. They can receive a fine of up to $25,000.
Question 14. Besides a fine, is there anything else that an offender can receive? Besides a fine, is there anything else that an offender can receive? The answer, apart from a fine, they could possibly receive jail time.
And receive jail time. And this is just for leaving a kid or a pet in the car.
And the last question, question 15. Why did Maddie seem apologetic to David in the end? Why did Maddie seem apologetic to David in the end? The answer, because she thought she complained too much, which might be annoying to David.
Yeah, by the way, I think I complained too much about the heat and got a little off track here. So I'll try to stay positive.
At least you had someone to complain about it with.
Those are all of the questions for Conversation 15. If you found this video helpful, like it and also subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on the next one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.